Should I trim or not trim my Samoyed's coat? Well, these are questions that Yeti and I have heard, and we'd like to answer them today. Up next on Yeti's Place. So this is Yeti the Samoyed, and I'm Yeti's mom, and we'd like to welcome everyone to our channel. If you're new here, please be sure to subscribe and click that bell notification so you won't miss anything. And to all of our viewers who keep coming back, welcome back, you guys. We really do appreciate that. My Yeti's Place sweatshirt that Yeti told me to get, you guys can also get one. The link is down below. So trimming your Samoyed's coat is something that is definitely not recommended. We live up in the Great White North in the northern USA, and it gets cold up here in the winter time. Yeti loves it, of course. And he wouldn't like it very much if his coat was shaved. Nor would he like the summers very much. So the reason why Yeti would not like the summers shaved is because when his pink skin is exposed to the sun, it burns really easily. Yeti had a bad bacterial infection that caused him to shed a large amount of fur down to his pink skin. And we had to be very careful having him outside on walks. Pink skin that never ever sees the light of day was in danger of getting sunburned. There's a big patch here and a big patch back here. This was back in March of 2018 that he had shed so much. March and April of 2018. And it didn't start growing back until about September. A Samoyed's coat helps insulate them not only from the cold, but it helps protect them from the harsh summer sun. Kind of like how, what are you doing licking your Yeti's Place sweatshirt? He must smell his treats on me somehow. So it's kind of like a cooler. You know, when you go to the beach in the summertime, how it stays nice and chilled? Well, it stays nice and chilled because of the insulated layer. Same with the Samoyed. Samoyeds are able to stay cool because of this nice, thick, beautiful, thick and heavy layer of insulation. Yeti, no more treats. I'm not going to keep feeding you treats. You must work on this, work on this. Work on your bone, work on this toy. In the winter time, Yeti knows what Wisconsin winters are like in the northern USA, up by Canada. They get pretty cold. I wouldn't want to have my Samoyed hanging out outside in that harsh winter temperatures without his thick double coat. This thick double coat allows Yeti to be outside in the way below 0 Fahrenheit temperatures, hanging out in a snowbank, buried in snow, panting. So we had temperatures that were really cold. They were the second coldest temperatures ever on record. Never got above 7 degrees Fahrenheit for the highs all winter long. That's 3 months where the average temperature, the high average temperature was 7 degrees Fahrenheit. It was cold. And then the lows would be about 25 degrees, 35 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. Our late Samoyed, Chewy, would be hanging out outside in the backyard while we were blowing the snow, and Chewy would be panting back there. He was so warm. It was like 30 degrees below 0. He was panting. Now I understand that due to this thick double coat, sometimes your Samoyed will get a few mats behind their ears. You know, the area that you're sitting there rubbing all day and all night long for them, that they love getting rubbed. They sometimes get mats back there. And sometimes the mats are really difficult to comb out. It is okay to go back behind the ear and to snip that mat out. And I recently had a video where I talked about the fur between Yeti's pads of his feet. So the fur between Yeti's pads, fur right here in between his pads of his feet, that grows, and in the winter time he will get ice balls if he's walking through the snow, and if he gets in the ice in between his pads of his feet on that long fur. So what I do is I just get in there with really small scissors and I just trim that area that's in between the pads of his feet, and then I also trim around the outer paws. The other thing about trimming a Samoyed's coat, your Samoyed won't be as big and beautiful and poofy and pretty, soft and floofy as they should be. If you get a Samoyed, please be sure to take care of their coat. Be sure to brush them. Plus, who can resist this gorgeous, thick, beautiful fur? So hopefully I've helped answer some questions about should you trim your Samoyed's coat or not to trim your Samoyed's coat. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for joining Yeti and I on today's Yeti's Place episode. Be sure to click that bell and be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Yeti loves reading your comments, so please be sure to comment down below. We'll see you guys next time.